Are you using positive risk to reward and tight stop losses, yet still struggling to get consistent payouts as a funded trader? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about my risk management strategy and my concept of wide stops. This week was one of my best trading weeks as a funded trader, and the start to 2024 has been nothing but amazing. So in this video, I'm going to go over how I use wide stops to my advantage with multiple funded accounts with prop firms such as Apex Trader Funding. Don't forget, Apex allows 20 funded accounts, and then you could also use a platform such as Quantower that allows you to plug in multiple funded accounts by multiple prop firms at the same time. So I'm also trading with Bullnox, TopStep, and my funded futures all in one platform. I'm able to copy trade between them, and this allows me to use wider stops as my primary risk management. I want to talk to you guys about this, but before I do, hit that like on the video. I appreciate those likes. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I do go live every single day from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. and we have a great time on stream. But I do happen to answer this question quite a lot for new viewers that pop into my stream, and that is, where's my stop? I don't see a stop on your stream or on your chart. And I want to talk about a concept of wide stops and using them to my advantage. Now, this is a concept I came up on my own, right? It's not something you're going to find in trading books, or there's not going to be a trading mentor to teach you this. And I'm not here to teach you this at all. And I don't even care if you use this or I don't want you to use this. I'm just trying to make a video to explain myself, so that way I don't have to answer this question in depth every single time. I could just point you in the right direction. And then also it can make you understand what's going through my head when I use this method. Don't forget that Apex is running 80% off and one-day pass evaluations that ends on the 29th this Monday. Okay, so use it to your advantage. But at the same time, if you don't pass in one day, which you don't have to, you will still have to pass in 7 days after 5 p.m. on Monday. But you could use 80% off to your advantage, right? That ends on Monday as well. So take advantage of the 80% off. And then if you want to pass in one day, go ahead. If you can't, then don't worry about it. Just take your time, take 7 days, and you'll be fine and good to go. First and foremost, I want to talk about tight stops and how they actually could affect you negatively. So everyone talks about positive risk to reward and tight stops, right? Well, for me, I know it does not work, and I've been doing this for many, many years now, and tight stops is not always something that benefits you the most. Now, yes, when you're trading a live account, one single account, and you can't just not have a stop. You have to have some kind of stop. But I'm talking about prop firms and multiple funded accounts and how I can benefit myself from using wider stops. But first, let's again talk about tight stops and how it affected me on Monday. So Monday was a tough day. I had a great start to the day, but then I ruined it later on, and I had to make some adjustments for later of the week. Here, I was not planning on taking a trade. I haven't taken a trade in quite a long time, I guess. Or maybe I flipped accounts. I don't know. I maybe switched to different accounts and I haven't traded. But basically, I know myself, and I just reacted to this one big candle here, and I just jumped in trying to get 10 ticks. I ended up jumping in, chasing. The price pulled back, and I got stopped out. Well, I manually stopped out. Thinking that I chased, shouldn't be in this trade, so let me just get out and refocus. Well, 2 minutes later, I would have been in profit on the trade. And 3 things happened here, right? First is I chased and I took a loss. Okay, so that's number 1. I took a loss on this trade. Number 2, I missed out on the win. So not only did I lose, but I also missed out on a win. It's a different story when you stop out and it continues lower. Yeah, that's fine. But how often do you stop out and then goes in your direction? Probably a lot. I know it happened to me many times. And then third thing that happens is frustration, okay? And then frustration and disappointment leads to 2 things. Either you're scared and not confident, so you're not going to take any more trades, or you're going to do the opposite and you're going to revenge trade and end up blowing the account regardless. So I want to put myself in the best situation to not only make money, but not be scared and not be frustrated with trading. I want to be as calm as possible and not lose too much stress throughout the week when I trade. This is a second example here. I take a short, I add, and I stop out, and it reverses. Okay. I would have been better off not stopping out because I would have won on this trade and I would have been able to make profit and then gave myself a chance to grow this account even more. So basically, with my high win rate, I'm better off not using a tight stop by using a wider stop because I know my win rate's high. That I'm able to get these accounts to payouts. Okay. I will lose accounts in between, but since I am not copy trading a lot of accounts at the same time, I'm able to grow each account individually and get them to pay out slowly. So I'm not going to be showing you guys big P&L, right? So I'll have a big P&L overall on the day, but one single account, you'll rarely ever see me be over like $300, $400, $500 per account. There's going to be some days where I do push a little bit more, but usually never over $1,000 per account and typically never over 500, but some days they will be. But this example on Monday, I actually copy traded these two accounts and I was actually up over $300 on these accounts before I took the loss. So I should have, number one mistake is I should have moved on to the next account. Yes, maybe on the next account I still would have lost, but at least that account would have been at zero and I would have just lost from zero versus here I lost from $300. So I could have kept $300 on these accounts and this account, was pretty much at $2,000 already. So that would have been close to payout. And this was on Monday. And I had an amazing rest of the week after I made some adjustments. One adjustment I made, no more copy trading after the opening trade. So I do an opening trade. I copy trade quite a lot of accounts. And the more confident I get in that trade, the more accounts I add. And it's been going really well. But after that, I've been copy trading between 2 to 3 accounts. And I decided to not copy trade at all and just trade one account at a time. And also, instead of using one contract, I decided to up my contract size to 3 contracts. So instead of going for 8 to 12 ticks, I decided to go for 6, 7 ticks per trade with 3 contracts. And that allowed me to build my $200 to $300 goal per account much faster. Therefore, I would have to trade a lot less. So my win ratio is really high unless I overtrade and I chase trades like in this example, because I'm not patient enough for the price action to, get to my levels. Or if the day is trending, that is not my type of market. I need a choppy or a range day. Okay, that is when I benefit the most because I could, no matter where I enter on a chart, I'm able to work out of the trade. The trade could go against me initially, but I'll be able to work out of it if it's in the range or in the chop. But if it's a trending day, if you get it the wrong way, it goes against you and you're not going to work out of it. And you're just going to lose the account, which is fine. It's part of it. Sometimes you don't know if it's going to be a range or trend day, but I want to give myself the highest possibility to get these accounts to pay out. And this is the result, guys. Okay. This is the result of using wide stops and scalping. Okay. Those two things that I love to do: scalping, trading one account at a time. Obviously, you see that I do copy trade quite a lot. So like anything that's 303, that's copy traded at the open, 3 contracts, 21 ticks. That's $300 there. So all the 303 that you'll see every single day that you pop into my stream, you'll see 303. That is the opening trade. The rest is scalps. Okay. Any other account that's scalping, and you could see at a $786 day, $909. So I did push a little bit more on a couple of the accounts because I wanted to get them closer to payout. So you could see 909 here. I just went for it and it worked out well. So I was pushing it a little bit more. And you guys could see that more payouts are ahead. Right now, if I don't take any trades on these 5 accounts, that's $10,000. Okay, so these 5 accounts are ready for payout. And then these, I still have to trade a few more days. But basically, this one is the one that's lagging here. So I'm going to try to push this one on Monday. But all these accounts could get to payout by the 3rd or the 5th of February, which is just next week. And that will give me a $28,000 with Apex. I already have $2,000 or $1,500 guaranteed in ball knocks for February. And Top Step and my fund the futures, I'm going to keep growing in February. But basically, if I were to take out this payout of like 20, I think it's 24,000 total between Bullnox and Apex, that would put me at over $100,000 in payouts since May. Okay. And the beauty of it is I got a payout in May from Tick, and then I got a payout from Apex in June. Those two payouts were for a total of $7,000. Ever since then, I had not had to, even since the first payout, since Tick, I've not had to put a single dime of my own money into these accounts. Okay. All of these accounts are funded by previous payouts. So that is another version of risk management. My risk management is these accounts. Okay. So this is why I'm okay with using wide stops, because I know the risk on this account is what I paid for it, and that's it. I can't lose actual physical money. The only money that I lose is what I paid for this account, okay, which is the evaluation fee plus the activation fee, and that's it. There's nothing else I could lose. Yes, technically, it does hurt a lot more when you lose a funded account that is over the safety net, and then you lose it. And I've lost many accounts. I would have been over $100,000 now if I took my every single time I got to payout threshold, and I would have just taken the payout. But sometimes I tried to grow the account and I just struggled with it. I had a bad day. Obviously, we're all going to have some bad days, and there's a chance that you're going to ruin an account or you're going to go on tilt or whatever it might be. And we try to get better with that. But that's the realistic approach to trading. It's very, very hard. I know in La La Land, we all want to trade beautifully. We all want to use tight risk management. We all want to have 10-to-1 risk to reward. We want to keep all of these accounts past 3 months. We want to get big payouts. We want to get rich, this and that. That's 1% of traders that's ever going to make it, okay? Trading is very hard. So first, let's get profitable with the easier approach, which is just getting payouts when we have them and not focusing on the daily P&L in these accounts. Like all this green is great, right? And if this was live accounts where I could take the money out, yeah, that's an amazing week. That's like 20 grand right there between the 5 days. Because again, these are just my Apex accounts. I also have the 4 other funded accounts that I also get at least $1,000 per day on all those accounts total. But it doesn't feel that way because again, it's only the payout that matters. Okay. So when I get a payout, that is my gain on the account. So that is my gain, that is my profit. And the loss is when I pay for the account. That is my mentality. And that's how I'm able to make so many payouts happen, because I'm very confident in my trading. And how I'm confident in my trading is because I use wide stops. So all of it kind of just goes back to the wide stops. Obviously, all of these concepts have to make sense. You can't swing for the fences. So if you're swinging for the fences with wide stops, you're going to blow a lot more accounts. You have to have a high win ratio strategy to make wide stops work, because most of the time you're going to work out of the trade. Most of the time you're going to win on the trade. But if a trade doesn't go against you, if the trade goes against you initially, there's a chance you're going to be able to work out of it, right? That's where you have to put yourself in that situation. If you have a strategy that doesn't work every time, or most of the time, then this is not going to work. You're going to blow too many accounts. So you still have to use the right strategy for this. But I know a lot of times tight stops is what actually hurts us more than benefits us. And using prop firms with multiple funded accounts and not having a lot of risk on the table just puts it at ease. And at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to teach anyone how to trade. I'm here to make withdrawals. I'm here to buy myself a 911. This is my goal for this year. And also my goal this year is to make $150,000 in trading. I made this video about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And if I do get to that $25,000 to $30,000 payout this week on February 3rd or 5th, whatever day I decide to take the payout, that's going to put me at $65,000 this year already. And we're only a month and a half in. Then we still have the second half of February. So let's say I take another $10,000 there. That would put me at $75,000 in payouts for this year in just 2 months. My goal is $150,000 for the entire year. Okay, so you can't say this doesn't work. Okay, it works for me. And that's all I care about it working for me. I'm not here again to teach you how to trade or tell you this is the best way, because it's probably not the best way. There's people that are gonna make millions trading better, but I know I can't do that. I've traded for 6 years on my own account with $40,000-$50,000 in the account, trading small caps. I've traded futures in the live account as well, like 2 years ago. That didn't go too well. It was because I was using tight stops. I was using tight stops and I was getting stopped out, and eventually just ended up bleeding the account anyway. So if I'm going to lose the account by using stops, right? Because people that argue that you have to use tight stops often don't even get payouts. And that's the big thing. Don't try to focus on what people say too much if they're not proving you that it actually works, because obviously they're all learning and I'm learning as well. And I'm probably going to change this. So when you watch this a year from now, things might be different. But for now, this is what's working for me. And I'm improving every single month. I mean, I've been getting bigger and bigger and bigger payouts, and I'm flipping less accounts, meaning that I don't plan on blowing these accounts, right? I'm not trying to just get them to withdraw the maximum and then lose the account. I'm trying to be as consistent as possible. I've pretty much withdrew from most of these accounts. I would say 75% of these accounts already got a payout at least once. So this will be the second payout from these accounts. And some of them I recovered from, you know, $600-$700 in drawdown. Okay. Yes, I did lose a bunch as well, but some of them I was able to actually recover to a decent drawdown. So let's say I had $700 to start with. I grew it back to $1,500, and then I ended up losing the account. Okay. I also want to mention the fact that I don't always risk the whole account. It's not that way. Okay. I still use some kind of risk management. For example, if I have a decent cushion, so if I'm in the threshold already, I'm not going to try to blow that account in one day or take the max loss. I'll set myself, let's say, a $1,500 max loss on that account in the rithmic. Okay. So it's not like I set myself a stop on the trade. I actually just set it in rithmic, which is the internal risk manager in Rithmic Trader Pro. And these accounts, like these 3 accounts, have a $2,700 balance risk. So it will auto liquidate me at $2,700 in balance, because that will still guarantee me a payout, right? That will still guarantee me a payout. And I set it to 2,700 and not 2,600 is in case of slippage or commissions. I still want to be able to make sure that when he stops me out, I'm still above $2,600 in the overall balance. And then these accounts, a couple of them have 1,500, and then the smaller account balances are still with no stops. But again, I know myself, and I know I could use it. I haven't been I wasn't showing this, but like these accounts again have a $2,700 max loss, and 2,700 auto liquidation balance. Okay, so it's not 2,700 max loss, it's actually balance of the account. So at 52,700, it would actually stop me out. So this one has like $1,080 in risk, but I'm probably not going to trade these accounts anymore. You could see I haven't traded them on Friday, and I probably won't trade them again. They already have decent amount of cushion. If I take out $2,000 from these accounts, I already took out $2,000 from these accounts. This is a second payout from these accounts. So if I pay $150 for these accounts and I take out $4,000 from it, that is an amazing risk to reward. So my risk to reward is actually better than a typical trader, right? Because that's how much money I risked. So my win ratio might not be the best of keeping the accounts, but again, you don't have to keep all the accounts to get to nice payouts. And again, I'm here to make money. I'm here to make some goals, and this is my part-time job. So anything extra is great, and it's already been an amazing start to the year. If I get this amazing 30K payout this next week, or even 20K, right? If let's say I lose 2-3 accounts this week, I'm still gonna get 20K, and it's still gonna be an amazing feeling. And then let's say these accounts are low balances. So let's say if I don't get a payout second half of February, then I'll have to wait till March to get another payout. That's fine. Even if I don't get a payout in March, if I'm already at $65,000 in payouts or $60,000 in payouts, in 2-3 months, that is still over $20,000 a month overall, which is great. And then I could just focus on April, right? And it's just less pressure. And then with the 1-day pass, it's actually going to make my $150,000 goal much easier. My biggest struggle with this last year was when I did lose funded accounts, because I never had more than 10. So when I did lose funded accounts, it took too long to recover them by, having to trade for 7 days, and then you missed a payout window because you started too late. And then you miss payouts and so on. So with 1-day pass, this makes it that much easier. So it's one of my favorite things. I would not care for a 90% off as long as they keep the 1-day pass more often. If they do have another 90% off sale, I will go to some 150K accounts. That is for sure. I will definitely do some 150K accounts to be able to have even more drawdown, or set myself a stop of 2,500 on those. So give myself 2 chances to grow the account. But again, when you have one bigger account, when you take a loss, then you have to make the loss back before you start making profit. Versus with funded accounts of 50K, if you blow one account, you just start the next fresh one next day with 1-day pass or 7 days. And then if it's a regular evaluation, and then it's you starting from zero. You don't have to actually make the loss back, right? You just reset. So you trade a live account and you have $10,000 in that account. First day you lose $2,000. Guess what? Now you have to make $2,000 back before you could start making money. Versus with these accounts, you lose an account, you lose $2,000 or $2,500 in one account, and you blow the account. Guess what? You start at zero with the next account. You don't have to make the $2,500 back first. So it's actually amazing, and it's so much easier to make money with funded accounts than it is with a single account. Okay, so that's why Apex is the leader in payouts. It's much easier to get big payouts by having multiple accounts versus accounts like Top Step or My Funded Futures, where they're limiting you to 3 accounts. It's going to be a lot harder to get big payouts overall. Okay, unless you are one of the better traders out there, and you're able to string $2,000, $3,000 daily goals per account, then obviously that's great. But if someone is making $100 to $300 per day per account, it's going to be a very long process to get to big payouts. And guess how I know that? Because I do trade with those accounts as well. Okay, so this January, $35,000 in payouts, and guess what? $32,000 from that is from Apex, and then the rest is from Top Step and Bullnox. Okay, only $3,000 from those 2 companies, and I trade them pretty much the same way, except it's less accounts. So that's that. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna sign off. See you guys on stream Sunday at 6 p.m. Little special stream on Sunday. Not sure if I'm gonna trade, but I'm gonna crack a cold beer, and we're gonna do some Q&A and talk trading. All right, guys, enjoy, and I hope this kind of makes sense what I just talked about. Take care, guys.